We're going to do a little bit of ranting. Buckle up. Buckle up, dude. I thought it was kind of a joke. Like, yeah, it's going to rain a little bit. It'll rain a few days. I pulled into town, and it was just literally the weather report was 7 straight days of rain. It rained. I went to this football game. It rained 3 times. It rained, got sunny, got cloudy again, rain, got sunny, got cloudy, got rainy, got sunny, all in one football game. Nuts, dude. So annoying. So annoying. I don't know. It makes the people miserable too. Everyone is just so cold. Like everyone is just like doesn't look you in the eye, very cold, very kind of like leave me alone. You know, I'm always like goofy and funny and trying to start conversations, be all social and have like a joke, you know, break the tension in the room with something witty and funny or something, you know. People here, they're not having it, man. The rain, the gray skies, it just makes them like cold. It makes them like dark, not dark. Yeah, just, I guess just cold, reserved, cautious, you know, to themselves, very to themselves kind of people. You know, there's nice people. I'm not saying there's not nice, funny people. I met a lot of people. We had a lot of fun, funny talks with some people along the way. A lot of information shared. I kept picking people's brains about a lot of stuff. But the funny thing was they were literally one by one, everybody was telling me how sunny it had just been for like the last 3 months. They're like, yeah, we didn't have like any rain. Like it was so sunny. And then I went over the Cascades and down to the coast, saw the Pacific Ocean, meandered my way on to Seattle, onward down to Seattle. And as soon as I got to town that day, apparently I brought the rains with me, you know? So that was fun. That was cool. That was cool. And it was gross. And I was wondering that too. I was like, dude, the city is just so gross. It was so swampy and wet and like smelly. But it made sense because I guess it like hadn't, you know, all summer it hadn't rained. And then when it rains all at once, it's kind of washing everything away. All the oil and trash and leaves that were starting to pile up and trash, a lot of trash all over this, you know, going to the gutters, going to the sewers. Just everything being washed off the concrete and the sidewalks, you know. And I was just the fortunate lucky one that happened to mosey my way on into town at the right time to experience it. Just in time to catch it, you know. So on top of all the fish smells, on top of all the garbage smells that is the city, I kind of walked into this swampy, soupy mess. That was fun. I love the apps, like the phone, like your app is just like telling you, like it's like, oh, 14% chance of raining, and it's just raining on you. You're like, literally, I'm like standing outside, like my phone is like getting water on it. I'm like trying to like wipe my screen to like get the weather updates, you know, and it's like raining on me. It's raining on my phone screen. My fingers and my screen have raindrops falling onto it, and the screen is like with a straight face telling me it's a 12% chance of rain right now. Partly cloudy, you know, the little cartoon is like a little partly cloudy, light chance of rain for the next 2 hours. And you're like, dude, it's like raining right now. What are you talking about? But yeah, it was like a frustrating 3 weeks of just the weather apps. Like, I don't even know why they try. Like, why in Seattle, dude, just pack it up and go home, dude. There's no point in having them. They're wrong every day. Every day. I kept trying to plan everything out. Like, okay, tomorrow looks like it's not going to be rainy, so I can do this and this and this. And then, of course, it's raining. Then the next days, it'd be like, oh, okay, the weather report says it's going to rain for the next couple of days. I guess I won't be able to go outside. And the next 2 days, I'm planning to go like indoors to do stuff, and it's like sunny outside, you know? Get it together, Seattle. Get it together, y'all. It was very annoying. It was very frustrating. And the gray skies, like right now, it's just constantly a state of gray, like a whiteout sky. Like 80%, 90% of my time has just been like empty skies. And it messes me up because I actually am very good at directions. Like I am a very like direction-oriented guy. Like I can look at maps and kind of figure out where we are based on the roads, based on directions. But a lot of it is really just telling where the sun is. You know, so obviously that's not a perfect metric, a perfect thing to go by if there happens to be a cloudy day or it's rainy or it's night, you know. But in general, overall in my life, I've been pretty good at telling directions. And I was having a horrible time in Seattle. The hills, the weird roads, the gray skies. The parking is atrocious. I mean, the parking, bro, Seattle, guys. I don't know if you know this, but like people have cars and like they need to go exist places. Like the cars are gonna like need to like exist while people go inside their homes and while people go inside their work and while people go shop. You know, there's like needs to be places for people to put their cars. I don't know if you know that or not, Seattle, but crazy how little parking there is. Crazy how insane it is, how bad people are at parking. And then everywhere in the city is they just let you park on either direction. So like one side of the street, so this side of the street is the parking, but you can be parking like facing this direction, and then the next car can literally be like bumper to bumper kissing it, like facing this direction. So you can just park in any direction and you kind of keep the street open. Kind of makes sense, really doesn't though. If I'm like not from the area, I'm trying to follow GPS, it's already confusing enough. I can't tell my sense of direction because it's gray skies. All of a sudden I turn down a street I think I'm okay to turn down and all the cars are facing me. Like all the cars parked on the street are now facing me and I'm turning down a street and I'm like panicking because I just thought I turned the wrong way down a one-way street, you know? Like I'm now turning and I'm just seeing all of the traffic and cars looking and pointing and coming at me. And I'm like, dude, did I just kill myself? No, it just turns out they just park however they feel like it. They just gotta park however they feel like it. It kind of works if you're there. If you live there, I guess it makes sense. If you're like not from there, it's crazy. Like dangerously crazy, you know? Yeah, also just U-turns everywhere. Just they don't let you like not cross the street. You know, you like have to make right turns everywhere. Then they don't let you U-turn. And then when they do let you U-turn, there's like not enough space. Like streets here don't have space for like cars to like turn. Definitely not like parking spaces are way too small. It's the West Coast. Everyone's liberal and hippie and has gay little cars. You know what I mean? There's no like masculine men with big trucks out here, you know? In Tennessee, my truck is kind of like the little boy's truck. It's kind of like the, partner. Oh, you got a cute little Tacoma? That's cute. Why don't you get a Tundra like a real man someday, you know? And I come out here with my little Tacoma and I feel like a big, strong man, like a big cowboy rolling into town because I'm like the only person with like a truck at all, you know? But there's just no space. Everyone has these tiny little gay cars that like make it so that actual men can't drive their actual man cars around. It's very frustrating, very annoying. And drivers are just terrible. And I was wondering, I was like, man, because I had just driven all over the country, like all over the Midwest, where I was kind of blown away at how good all the drivers were. How people drive fast and use turn signals and let each other go. And I was like, man, these drivers are really good up here in like the Rocky Mountain areas, the Pacific Northwest. And I got to Seattle and it was unbelievably bad. It was so bad. You're just on the defensive 24/7 whenever you're driving, you know? I was like, man, what is it? Like, what do you like? I'm curious. I'm wondering, what do you think it is? Like, is it just the city? You know, I'm like, yeah, but I've been to other cities. It's not this bad. Like Chicago's bad and annoying. It's not this bad overall, you know? Just this sporadic, this crazy. Everyone too loosey-goosey, no turn signals, you know? No one drives fast. It's not like everyone's driving dangerous and fast. It's just like, it just is really confusing, annoying, stupid stuff, you know? Very puzzling stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, duh. I realized what the answer was. Anyone at home want to guess before I give it away? Slowly just driving over the course of like 2 weeks, I kind of, oh yeah, it makes sense. Oh yeah, okay, yep, makes sense. Anyone at home? What does Seattle have a lot of? If you've never been to Seattle, it has a lot of women and Asians. And that is a 1-2 punch of just horrendous traffic conditions. Of just, I do not want to be in traffic right now surrounded by all of these Teslas driven by Asians and women. All of these Priuses and Teslas everywhere, just Asians and women and old people everywhere. It was a nightmare, man. So I had to get out of town for a lot of reasons. I had to get out of town, get a little recharge. Went to Mount Olympus, Olympic National Park last 2 nights. I was in a little cabin up there. It was nice. We're here tonight, and we're going to go to Portland tomorrow. Get a little recharge, a little reset out of all the traffic and chaos and commotion of Seattle, man. We'll talk about that on the stream. I'm going to do a whole stream where we talk about kind of what I've been getting up to in the cities, going into cities and living with the people who live on the streets, you know, really immersing myself. But there is some other stuff we're going to film and do and talk about. And I'm going to save all of those thoughts. But in summary, Seattle is in a very bad state. And I experienced some of the darkest, worst of it, you know, and we'll talk about that. You know, it was nice. It was fun. I did all the things. Again, we'll talk about it. It's all the touristy stuff, did all the things. And now we're out. and now we're not there anymore. And that's a good thing. Praise the Lord. We are not there anymore. Not around all the women and Asians driving. So yeah, I was thinking of this the other day. It's like skunks, rain, bears, and women. Right? Is that right? Skunks, bears, women, rain are the 4 things that I'm scared of in my life right now. If you're like, hey, Sean, what are like the 4 things that like are fears that you need to conquer in your life? It's skunks, it's bears, it's rain, and it's women. And all for very different reasons. You know, there's 4 things that I'm like, I get nervous around, I'm fearful of, I get anxious about encountering. I hate dealing with it. It pains me to have to deal with it when it slaps me in the face, when it intrudes onto my person, when it interferes with my plans. For very different reasons, those are like my big fears, is encountering those 4 things. So just be praying for me, y'all. Be praying for me tonight as I go to my cabin up in the mountains and have a cozy little night, that I don't encounter any of those 4 things along my way, you know? And speaking of Asians, it was wild seeing them. They all up here like work jobs. Like there's so many Asians, you know? If we're looking at like a real map of the world, you know, like a UN map, hey, why don't you go home and why don't you at home Google the UN map? And you'll know what I'm talking about. Maybe the real map, the real actual geopolitical map that people use. If you kind of pay attention to what's going on in that sense, Seattle is kind of what's connecting the United States to Asia. Like there's Hawaii, there's Seattle, and you know, there's Los Angeles, and there's the other ports too, you know, San Francisco, San Diego, yada yada. But really, you know, geographically, and we're looking at the correct map of the earth, Seattle is kind of the connector, you know, and Vancouver for Canada. It's like an Asian pipeline, you know what I mean? It's the closest direct path for the Asians to come here and for us to go to Asia, you know? Ships and planes and people and trade and culture, you know, and everything just is this pipeline back and forth of Seattle, Vancouver, to and from Asia. And so it makes sense that there's a lot of them here. So when you pull into Seattle, okay, that makes sense. There's a lot more Asians here. Great. I have to be more defensive when I'm driving. Great. I have to watch out for throwing stars when I'm walking down the street, you know. Great. All these Asians. But also great. The air is going to smell delicious. Also great. I'm gonna get complimented and smiled at when I walk into coffee shops and stuff, you know. Love Asians, dude. Asians are dope. I had a great little moment with a little Asian man. I complimented his mustache, and he gave me a smile. I don't think he understood English. Or, you know, maybe he's just very old and didn't really know where he was. But I was in a Starbucks, and this cool, like hipster, cool old Asian man was just sitting there with a smile on his face, enjoying a cup of coffee with a cool little mug that he brought in. cool little groovy mug. And I said, hey man, that's a cool mug and that's a cool mustache. And he just like smiled real happy at me. Like smiled. He didn't thumbs up, he just smiled at me. And I like thumbs up and awkwardly walked away, like, okay, cool. Yeah. I love Asians, dude. But also it's a thing. You just gotta deal with them. You gotta be defensive around them. You just always gotta have a little flex in the knees around them. You just gotta always be a little bit on guard around what they're up to. Can't trust them, man. Those eyes are a little sneaky, you know what I mean? They're always up to something. They're always up to something. But the fun, the reason I'm even talking about Asians is it just is crazy though up here seeing them like work manual labor jobs. Like it is pretty wild. Like, you know, you walk into like a restaurant or something and just like the busboy, like the cashier and the person cooking the food are all like for real Asian. It just is wild. It's like, it's just, you know, in America these days, it's like we're just getting so used to everything being like Indian and Mexican that it just was kind of weird. Like for the first time in my life, it's like you're driving down the street and you're just seeing Asians running the landscape trucks. You know, it's like 4 Asians hopping out of the landscape trucks and like cutting yards and stuff. It just is weird. I work in landscape and it's the opposite. It's like, it's weird to see a gringo. It's weird to see anyone that's not from Guatemala, Honduras, or Mexico, you know? So yeah, it was just kind of, it's a stark, funny, crazy thing that I guess it's just, there's so many Asians up here that they actually do work the manual labor jobs. It's funny. It was cool. Shout out Asians. I'm still watching you. I'm still on guard around you. And speaking of women, oh my gosh, dude, speaking of women, can we talk about women for a minute? There are these 24-hour coffee drive-thrus, and I'm sure you've seen these. I mean, they're starting to pop up in the South. The more I've gotten over to the West Coast United States, there's a lot more of them. It's a thing. They have literally 24-hour bikini girls in bikinis in these little huts, these little rooms, making coffees, making lattes and sandwiches and stuff for people. Dude, what are we coming to, man? What is, like, what? Like, where are we at, man? How far have we fallen? What women are taking those jobs? Like, I'm sure the tips are great. And then what does that say about us, dude? Who's going to these coffee shops? Who's choosing to work for these coffee shops? Who are the businessmen who think it's a good idea? Obviously it is. It is a good idea. Fact, it will profit. It will make you money. The girls get the job because it makes them money. But on the bigger picture of things, man, like, is it worth it? Is it worth it, man? Is it worth it to be that gross? To spread sin like that? To be just, yeah, I'm making money. I'm putting food on the table, but I'm spreading filth and degeneracy around, you know? And it's one thing, it's like I didn't go to the thing. I was in a parking lot next to the building, and you still just, without even trying, can just see it, you know? So you have kids just like going around, being able to see this, families seeing this, like, you know, it wasn't like I went out of my way. I was going somewhere. I was like going into a parking lot, turned my head and saw that. That needs to just not be public. That needs to not be happening. And if so, it needs to be happening like over there outside of town, hidden by itself. And you guys can be perverted and sinful out there. Not like at the entranceway to the Walmart, you know, not like in the strip mall entranceway parking lot, you know, where families go. But what are we coming to, man? Ladies, what are we doing, dude? What are we doing? Why are you saying yes to that? I mean, you can get mad at the guys for being the ones that bring the money and like support the business and choose to go to the business, but also like, you're not a slave. I mean, you're choosing to apply for that job and work that job, you know, because of the money. What are we doing, ladies? What are we doing? What are we doing, bros? Treat your sisters a little better, you know. Are we cooked? Are we just straight up cooked, chat? Hey, chat, are we cooked or what? Yeah, my new little thing is just telling myself that girls have cooties. That's my new little like Like, okay, Sean, stop thinking lustful thoughts. Okay, yeah, you kind of flirted with that girl. Just walk away. Walk away. Don't turn back and get the number. Don't ask for a date. Like, don't do it. My little reminder in my head is just girls have cooties. Girls have cooties. Girls have cooties. Remember, girls have cooties. Remember, that girl, she went to Jupiter at one point and she got more stupider. She's not for you, bro. But I keep encountering pretty women who give me the eyes, you know what I mean? I keep getting the flirtatious, flickering eyes from adorable, cute, pretty women. And I have to just keep reminding myself, Sean, girls have cooties, don't forget. Sean, don't forget. She's a product of Jupiter, where they made her more stupider. She's not for you. You want to go to Mars with all the bros and eat more candy bars, you know? I have so much I want to talk about, and I don't even know how to, like, not make this 5 hours long. It is pretty crazy. I was in Eastern Washington. So after the last episode finished recording, hit end, packed up my campsite, started driving through Eastern Washington on my way up into the North Cascades, where I stayed a couple nights, and then then drove over those mountains into Seattle. That drive up, from Eastern Washington, from Spokane, Pullman area, up into the North Cascades was the craziest 2 hours of my life. It was so crazy, dude. It was so nuts. Like, it was just any other, like I literally, after I hit record, it was like, boop, pit stop. And on my way out of the parking lot, I like for the first time in 3 days, I was at that campsite alone. As I was pulling out, finally a family was pulling in. It was like the first person I had seen in like 3 days. The first human contact I had made in 3 days. Driving on these roads, going up into the mountains, and it was just one thing after another, insane. I turned a corner and almost hit a cow. I mean, a full-on cow just in the road. I had to like swerve to avoid it. Almost, I mean, I literally could have either slammed into this cow full speed, going like 40 miles an hour, or potentially, I mean, Lord helped me. Lord prevented me from flipping, because I swerved and turned and skidded, and I don't know how my truck didn't flip, but we skidded and avoided this cow. And we did a little bit of praying, and we got back on the road a little more cautiously, a little more defensively, Well, I was listening to spaghetti Western music. That was the craziest thing. Was I had these like playlists that were like, that's like psychedelic, dark, spaghetti Western, like Western music. And it was pretty like jammy, pretty groovy, But then after, like, it's pretty groovy and jammy, and I'm grooving out to it. I'm like, yeah, that's the vibe, is like rocking the shoulders, like, yeah, I feel like a cowboy, I feel like a modern cowboy climbing up into these mountains, And then after, like, I slowly realized as the events kept happening, it like turned into horror music. It was like at the beginning of this little trip, it was like, yeah, cool music, yeah, groovy tunes. By the end of it, it was like, dude, this is freaky. Like, what is even happening? This is a movie right now. This is an insane, scary horror movie. But I drove by, so I almost flipped. And then I keep driving, and then all of a sudden an ambulance passes me and a cop passes me. And then about 10 minutes later, I pull up. There's no cars on the road, by the way. There's 0 cars, which is creepy. You're like, and it's not like I'm in the middle of nowhere, but it is like, why is there no cars here with me? What's going on? Am I being set up right now? And I'm driving and I'm going, and then I get to this like city, like right at the entranceway of the city, and this car had just flipped over on its side. And I pulled up, and again, there was no cars in front of me. So this car flipped. There was nobody there for 30 minutes maybe, until an ambulance passed me, a cop passed him, and then I pulled up. It was just freaky how little traffic there was, And this car was just straight up flipped, like it had just happened. The dude was like sitting over on the side. I go up to the officer. I'm like, I'm gonna go up to him, but I rolled up my window. I'm like, hey, is there anything I can do? Anything I can help with? He's like, no, I just gotta leave it to the experts at this point, But it is freaky, like driving up and seeing a full-on flipped car, dude, like bloody and shaken up, and knowing it like just happened, and also knowing like just 10 minutes before, Like I literally almost did the same thing myself. I was like, dude, that is like me. I was like, as I'm driving by this scene, I was like, dude, that like that should have been me 30 minutes ago. And now I'm like pulling up and witnessing this guy do this. And it's just freaky, man. And there was just again, I'm on my merry way, no cars. Now I'm wondering, now I'm getting creepy. I'm like, creepy vibes about like, why is there no cars around? Is this road closed or something, you know? It was wild. It was freaky. I'm not doing it justice explaining it with my mouth, but slowly it starts getting dark. So even as we're like getting into the day, it's like 11, it's like 12, and it's getting darker. And then I start smelling campfire. And I'm like, all right, whatever. You're in like parks, you're in a national park, you know? So of course you're like smelling campfire. And then I started seeing signs for, you know, caution, controlled burns ahead. And it starts getting more dark, it starts getting more dark, and the smell starts getting more intense. And then it just out of nowhere. I mean, you kind of turned like this. You kind of turned one way and looped around the mountain and came around the other way, the bend. And it was just flames, dude, both sides of the road. You're driving down this road and on both sides of you, right? Can you see through the glasses? Like you're going like this and it's just fire. Not flames, not like a giant inferno, but it's just like this grasses are just like embers and slow, like, you know, maybe foot tall flame. Trees are just black and empty, like they had just been scorched probably for the last week. But it got really crazy, man, just driving and winding and weaving through these like mountain roads. And it's just black. Like everything is just charred or red and orange and like on fire. And the smell was so intense. Like it was so, it was like inside my car. It was like getting hot. The smell was intense. It was so freaky. The roads were so windy. I have this like creepy psychedelic spaghetti western music playing. There's like animals running and scurrying across, you know, as you're going. It was really freaky, man. It was like one of the creepiest. For some reason, there was not even any real danger because there wasn't even like cars on the roads. Like I was actually just kind of at my own pace driving the roads. There was no actual danger. But all of the rest of the aesthetics, like the music, the smell, the feel, the temperature, the look, it was like everything was so scary. But it was just also just kind of like do. Like after the fact, I was like, dude, if I just change the music to something like goofy, like maybe just some like goofy music or something, maybe it wouldn't have been so scary or freaky. But yeah, that was nuts, dude. It was this intense, weird, crazy, unexpected. I was having this great time driving through a national park. And then all of a sudden I'm like almost flipping my truck and then seeing flipped cars and then driving through these mountain roads. The mountain is just literally on fire. It's like an inferno all around me. It was freaky. But we survived. Hey, look, we lived. We survived. Good job, Sean. Good job. So that was cool. And then, of course, like all of a sudden, again, just almost as fast as you turned into that, I like made a couple turns and then you're just like out of it. And it just is back to being like this. Just beautiful, sunshine, like trees everywhere, green everywhere. Again, no cars on the road, just kind of cruising, having a jolly good time. And it was just like, dude, like 3 miles back that way was like a horror movie. And now it's like back to just being this like beautiful national park. It was crazy. Hard to do it justice with words, you know what I mean? But yeah, Eastern Washington was cool. We'll just kind of touch on some things and not get into it. But I love all the like really crunchy, like Idaho and Washington are like this a lot. I noticed way more than other places. Like the very like fake homesteady, like crunchy vibe. The very like, look at us. Look at how cutesy we are about our homesteading. Look at how cutesy we are with our little farm stands. And then the one I was just like, I had a moment. I'm pumping gas at a gas station, standing there looking at these like cute little flower beds, these raised bed, garden bed flowers, like droopy, viney flowers in between the gas pumps. And it was just like, dude, this is so unnecessary. Like, it's cool. I like it. Hey, why not make things beautiful? But also it just is like, well, these flowers are going to die because they're underneath like a canopy at a gas station. You planted these flowers. These are temporary flowers. They're real. They're going to die. They're probably not being watered. They're definitely not getting sunlight. And so you're just constantly rotating in new flowers so that like the gas pumps, it's like gas pump, flower bed, trash can, flower bed, gas pump. It's like, we don't need that. You could have put it like anywhere else. We could maybe like spend this money on putting flowers in the park downtown, or maybe doing a little bit better trash cleanup for the rest of the neighborhood. There's other things that we can do to beautify our neighborhoods. I don't think our gas pumps need like cutesy, crunchy homesteader flower beds next to them, Like great attempt. Cool. But maybe, let's just be a little more productive in other areas of our community, that with that energy and time and effort we're putting into something like that, Maybe we could go somewhere else more productive. I don't know. We're going to talk about gambling and drugs a lot on future episodes. But man, our states, it just seems like states in this country, like most states, it's like their economies are just built on drugs and casinos. Like it really does seem at this point in our country, like where is the money going? It's kind of just moving around between like drug dealers and casinos and casino winners and losers. And I don't know, man, it just seems like a lot of money moving around out of the pockets of like baby boomers who could be passing that money and wealth on to their kids and grandkids, or young people who are like going to these casinos or spending money, wasting their money gambling on sports games and stuff, and just using these drugs, just to want to get high for the night. So much of our money, dude, our time, our energy, our wealth is being spent on like these temporary thrills of clicking buttons on, machines in casinos, or, playing blackjack at the table, or on their phones doing parlays and bets for sports games, man. There's just so much of our time and energy and wealth is just being like thrown to the mafia. Just like whoever actually is running this, the mafia, did the mafia just take over all of the government? Did the mafia become so big and powerful that it just is the government now? And that's why casinos and drugs are being legalized, so that the mafia can just do. I don't know. I mean, just questions, just speculation here. But there's just so much of it, man. Driving around the country, going from small towns to big cities, all over the country. I've been all over the Midwest, all over the South, now all over the Rocky Mountains, the West Coast. Dude, it's just drugs and casinos and drugs and gambling and sports gambling. All anyone's talking about is all their bets they're putting on sports games. And it's crazy, man. I just wonder how much other cool stuff could we be doing. Like really, really, really cool things we could be building and discovering, places we could be exploring, inventions we could be inventing, like cool stuff, man. Paintings we could be painting, art we could be creating. And instead we're just on our phones stringing together parlays and watching sports and sitting down in a chair in a casino, just clicking a button, watching the money move around. It's crazy. So crazy. But hey, that's America. But hey, manifest destiny, am I right? Another part of that crazy, I didn't even talk about that. Another part of the scary drive was that night. So after the scary drive, we drive up the mountain. We go up to this campsite. I'm the only one at this campsite. Super cold, so I don't even set up my tent. It's like crazy cold. I'm like on the top of the North Cascades Mountains, no signal. And in the morning I wake up and I'm making some pancakes and I'm like starting to pack up. I'm getting ready to go. And these jets just start flying by. Really low, really loud, straight up like jets, like supersonic, like military jets. Really low. I mean, to the point where I was like, dude, they're like right there. Really loud. I mean, crazy loud. And I kind of, for real, was like, dude, this is it. Like, they're gonna kill me. This is like the Jews got me. They're mad at me. who like Satan has just sent his demons to come slaughter me, to take me out. I'm being SEAL Team 6 right now. I'm being assassinated. I'm being Paul Rudded, or not Paul Rudd. Who's the Paul Walker right now? They're drone striking me right now. They lured me out to the middle of nowhere. No one would even knew what happened. They could make up any story they wanted about what happened, and no one would ever know. And all they'd have to do is just have one of those supersonic advanced jets just click a button. Target locked, missile fired, engaged. He's gone. Target struck. He's gone. We've got him. We got him, boys. Mission command, we got him. So they flew over like a few times. I think they were just doing like training, you know. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's really creepy though. They're really loud. They're pretty scary when you like see them like not very high above you, a couple hundred feet, whatever, maybe 1,000, couple thousand feet above you. So I get in my truck. We're on our merry way. We're like, all right, time to go to Seattle. And as I'm driving in this canyon, the jets kept going over me, almost like they were kind of messing with me. Like, I think they kind of might have been like messing with me. That's the way it felt. I'm driving on this road down this canyon, and these jets kept like almost like crossing each other, like figure 8 crossing each other, like over my head. And as I'm driving, I kept being like, whoa, you know, very loud, like looping, swooping down, like, whoa, dude. I kept like swerving my truck, like, geez, that's crazy. That's intense, you know? And I kept kind of being like, dude, for real, are they after me? I was like, dude, do they have like a tracker on my phone or like a tracker on my truck or something? Like, what are they doing? Like, for real at this point, it's kind of freaky or annoying or scary. I don't really know. So that was like part 2. The night before was like this freaky driving through a mountain on fire. And then the next morning was like driving in this canyon with like death jets toying with me, playing around with me. Target acquired. Anti-Semite taken out. We got one. We took him out. Mission accomplished. We got the bigot, boys. Executed. So that was crazy. Just like letting go of the wheel, like, oh no, the Jews finally got me. Oh no, this is how it all ends. They finally got me. They lured me out to the middle of nowhere, all alone, no signal. They got me. Those dang Jews, you know. Don't clip that. Don't add that to the highlight reel. Don't clip that. But for real though, I mean, hey guys, Jews. Hey Jews. Can we chill a little bit? Hey Jews, come on. Hear me out real quick. Calm down. Okay? Just calm down, bro. You guys just whew. I mean, a genocide was just committed for 2 years on a live stream. I mean, you guys just destroyed a country, killed 100,000 people, started like 8 wars. You bombed like 8 countries. You've had America bomb like all these countries. Just chill, dude. You've gotten away with so much. You've pushed so intensely, so hard. Just chill, dude. Just chill. It's only going to get bad for you at this point. At this point, you're at the breaking point. You're at your limit almost. And you keep pushing. And trust me, Jews, just chill, dude. If history is any indicator, and it is, it seems to be a pattern of like, you know, you get to a country, you push a little too far, you get a little too involved with the government and stuff, and then some blowback happens. You know, it seems to be a repeating thing. So at this point right now, I think you should just chill. Just let go, calm down. Like, just chill, dude. We can all get along. Maybe not. But my practical advice to you is just, you know, let's not make America 110 or 119 or whatever, wherever we're at right now, you know. Just chill, man. I don't want it to get ugly. I don't want it to get ugly in America. I want America to just be kind of cool and kick it. You know, I want America to be kind of cool. Let's just hang out. Let's be friends. In a nation run and governed by Christians, by Christian men. So that's so much to ask for. Let's just all chill together in America under the leadership of Christian men. I think it'd be much better. I think we could all chill and hang out and have a good time. I think it's possible. We'll talk about more of that on the later stream. So yeah, speaking of geopolitics, USA won the World Series. Again. Who's going to stop us? Who's going to stop us from winning the World Series? Not Canada. You thought wrong, Canada. You ain't going to win the World Series, bro. All we needed, all an American team needed to win the World Series this year was like a bunch of Mexicans and a bunch of Japanese and a bunch of Dominicans, you know? USA. See what I mean? That's like all you need is just you need a team owned and operated by a bunch of Christian men. And all the rest of the team, you can just throw in a bunch of Dominicans and Japs and Spics and just, whites and, hey, have at it, boys. Go win us a World Series. and boy, did they. It is funny that it was like USA versus Canada for the World Series, and the whole roster was just like Dominican and Japanese and Korean and Puerto Rican, American, a bunch of Americans on the Canada team. That was fun. That's funny. USA. We did it again, boys. I did learn. I was watching a game. I was eating at a diner restaurant thing, talking to someone, baseball fan. We were talking about, he's a Mexican. He's a baseball fan. And we were talking about that. He was talking about how he was like, he's scared that the Japanese are coming to replace the Mexicans. Like in 50 years from now, right now it's kind of like the Hispanics, like the South Americans, the Central Americans kind of have this like grapple hold on like baseball overall as just kind of like being the best region, the best people group that is active participants in the game of baseball. But we were talking about how he's like, it's inevitable. Like these Japanese and Korean guys are just so much better. They take it more seriously. The kids are more intense about it, and there's more of them. So they're gonna like kind of slowly take over the game. We were talking about that. But it was funny because he brought this up, and I kind of heard this, but I didn't realize how real it was. And I was asking him, like, is that real? And he was like, yeah, it's like for real. But Mexico loves Dragon Ball Z. Do you guys know this? Have you heard about this? Hey, are you Mexican? Hey, Mexican. Hey, my Mexicans. Hey, homies. Hey, cabrons. Hey, way. Let's be honest. Here. Let's talk. Amigo to amigo. Hombre to hombre. Is it true? Mexico loves Dragon Ball Z. This guy was saying if you go to Mexico City, you just see like Goku spray painted everywhere. Like piñatas and like on the sides of buildings. And he was like, businesses just make their like logos. Like they're like, little tacos. It'll be like Oscar's Taco Shop. And it'll just be like Goku. And he's like, if I went there, you'd just be like, what does that mean? Like, what is this why? He's like, yeah, you just go to random shops and it just is like Goku and Dragon Ball Z everywhere. It's funny. So now I want to go to Mexico and see what's up. Hey, Mexicans, in the comments, let me know what's up why are you guys so obsessed with Dragon Ball Z? Why is that a thing? I'm just curious. But we were talking about it because it's funny because it's like the Asian Mexican thing of like Asians and Mexicans kind of have this like weird rivalry / love connection. They like love each other. And you saw it play out with like the LA Dodgers. You know what I mean? You had like a team full of like Japanese and Mexicans becoming best friends, brothers, fighting and winning the World Series together. It was just funny. There's like a weird, funny Mexican-Japanese love fest rivalry thing going on. So keep your eye on that. When World War III breaks out, let's see if they like join up, or let's see if they kind of have like a love-hate you know, enemies against each other kind of thing when everyone takes sides in the upcoming World War III. Yeah, beaver edits. Out of context. We're not going to talk about a lot of this stuff. Beaver edits are funny. I looked up one search on my Google. I was like, I saw a beaver on the side of the road, and I kind of thought for a second. I'm like, just thinking about beavers. Like, dude, they're pretty cool. I never really like thought about them or never really like investigated them. Like, obviously, I know pop culture things about them. I've seen them in cartoons. I kind of understand the concept of what they do. They make a dam. But I was like, I'm going to do a deep dive on beavers, dude. I've never really like investigated these guys. I do one little like 20-minute, like I did a Google search and then I watched a little YouTube video about beavers. And for the next month, the last month of my life has just been beavers on, and this isn't a dirty thing. Don't think it isn't dirty at all. I'm 100% talking about authentically the animal beavers. There's just beavers everywhere. Like my Instagram algorithm, my TikTok is just edits, like hype videos of beavers building dams. And like everything has just been like beavers. Like for some reason, it's like these like clothing apparel companies with beaver themed stuff on it. I'm like, dude, I did one Google search. I got curious about one thing for like 20 minutes of my life, and then I forgot about it. And then for about a month, my phone would not stop reminding me about beavers. But honestly, I'm just a fan. It's not even like annoying. It's not bad. It's just like, it's funny. It's like these videos on Instagram are like for real, like you know how I do like intense hype videos for like, you know, like a football player, and it's just a highlight reel of him scoring touchdowns and breaking tackles. But it's like a highlight reel of like a beaver, like, you know, gnawing at a gnawing at a tree stump and like knocking a tree over and like dragging tree limbs and pushing mud, you know, as like making a dam, you know, just like a hype video, like an edit video, like a highlight reel of a beaver making a dam. It's funny. It's funny. It's cool. I'm not saying I hate it. It just is like kind of weird. My last month of my life has been my phone just telling me about beavers. So I've just been all in, man. Beaver edits, beaver hype videos. And then it turned into rotating animals. It just went, hey, you know when you think, you know when you have that thought, when you're like thinking to yourself, you're like, man, I feel like I've seen just about every rotating animal video there is. You know, I feel like I've been on the internet a lot, and I feel like I've seen just about every single rotating animal video there is to see. How many could there possibly be of animals rotating? You know, going in circles or being like pushed and pulled by the wind or by a current or something, you know, just in one way or another, you just have like an animal rotating in circles, spinning in circles around and around, you know. Just when you think, man, I've seen it all. I've seen them all. There's more. Oh boy, is there more. There are full accounts on Instagram dedicated to just providing you with more and more videos of just animals rotating around in circles. And that has just been my phone for the last month. Beavers and rotating animals. I don't know, man. I built that algorithm brick by brick, and I don't know how we ended up there. I thought I was building a house. It turns out I built like a playground. I thought I was building a mansion. Turns out I built, you know, something else. Some autistic, insane, schizophrenic thing over here, you know? It's just a pile of rubble over here. I thought I was building a house. My phone is just that. Rotating animals and beaver edits. But the one thing I do want to talk about, rant time. We're going to rant a little bit. Rant time. I pull into the state of Washington. I didn't really notice what was going on at first. I went to a couple different grocery stores. I was like, huh, that's weird. I usually don't get a bunch of stuff anyways. I'm like road tripping. So I usually like carry stuff out with me anyways. But I went to one grocery store and I was like, there's not even any bags here. That's kind of weird. Whatever, I'll carry my stuff out anyways. And then I realized after about the third or fourth store that they don't do bags. They don't have plastic bags. It's a statewide law or whatever about like these freaking plastic bags and plastic silverware. So everywhere you go has paper bags. They don't have bags. And they have silverware that is wood, made out of like little cheap balsa wood. And every restaurant tries to really push on you like for here cups. you go to a coffee shop or a restaurant or something, and they always just have these really weird, don't really function well, like plates and dishes and cups and forks and spoons, because they're trying to be like quirky and funny and cool about like not giving you like, styrofoam or plastic or whatever. It's so annoying, dude. It's so gay. It's so annoying, dude. It's been so. I mean, I got a burrito one time, and the lady handed it to me like it was like a bag of weed. Like, and then the dispensaries when they give you like bags of weed, and it's like a cloth sack, like a little, almost like you wouldn't be able to put a bunch of groceries in it. Like it's kind of small, but it's like that recycled like sack cloth material, but like recycled. And it's like, dude, it's just a burrito. Could you just hand me the burrito? You don't have a bag for the burrito? Come on, man. I don't want to feel like I'm buying weed right now. All I want to do is be fat and gluttonous and eat this burrito in peace. Going to places like where I was at somewhere, I needed a knife and fork. Wood. You have like a little wooden, crappy wood, not very sturdy, with little ridges kind of etched into it, like a little butter knife with little ridges etched into the wood. It just isn't, it's not even going to cut paper. Like it doesn't even cut anything at all. Why? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? And the most retarded thing ever is like you're going into these stores. Like the whole concept is, okay, we want less plastic bags everywhere. We want less plastic everywhere. We want to recycle things more. We want to be eco-friendly. We want to be more green. I get it. Noble concept. I get it. You want to pat yourself on the back and feel like you're helping the environment. I get it. I understand. But the logic just isn't there. It's so retarded, dude. You're going into a store that's just full of food that's full of microplastics. And then you're filling up your shopping cart with microplastic food that's wrapped in plastic and styrofoam. And then you're taking it, you're checking out, but you can't put it in a bag that's plastic because that's bad. That's bad for the environment. So you have to put all your plastic crap into a paper bag and carry your paper bag full of all your plastic crap in it to your car that's made out of plastic, to take it home to your house that's made out of plastic. It's like everything is so plastic, except for bags. This is the one and only thing that we're going to like be stubborn and stupid about and really hold our ground on, is we're not going to have plastic forks. Starbucks will not let you get a plastic fork. They will not give you a plastic straw. They will not give you a plastic bag. But they will definitely make a little panini that's wrapped in plastic. They will rip that off and put it in their oven and put it in a bag and give it to you. You know what I mean? It just is so dumb. It's like, if you're going to do it all the way. And if you're not going to do it, well, then let me just get some plastic bags. The thing that really grinds my gears about it, and we'll talk about this on the episode where we really dive into the homelessness stuff and what's going on with that and what I've been doing with that. But a lot of these people don't have bathrooms. These people that live on the streets, they don't have bathrooms. And a lot of times their bathroom is, they grab 2 handles of a plastic bag and they use it. You know what I mean? Like they use it, they tie it up, they find a dumpster, they put it in. And that's their bathroom. Sorry. Yeah, it's gross. Sorry, that's inconvenient, but that's true. And when there's not plastic bags everywhere, when cities like Seattle are being so adamant about not having any plastic bags anywhere, well, then homeless people just like don't have that option. They can't do that into an awkward, weird brown paper bag that can't tie up. They're not going to do that in a to-go grocery store paper bag. You know what I mean? So what they do is they just do this on the sidewalk or in a park or on the street, on your car. They will lean on your car and use it as a backstop to go to the bathroom. And so these places that think they're doing such a good job with the environment, what they're doing is not letting these homeless people have readily accessible plastic bags for them to use as, you think about if you have a dog, you have a doggy bag. Homeless people have a people bag, a human bag, whatever you want to call it. But if you don't have those everywhere, readily available for them. They're just going to go on the streets. So good job, Washington. The attempts to keep this place beautiful and pure and clean has backfired greatly. All you have to do is walk around Seattle at night. You know, walk around 3rd Avenue at night, 3rd and Pine, 3rd and Pike in Seattle, and you can see that your attempts are backfiring horribly. And yeah, I mean, I'm not the jerk for pointing it out either. I was talking to someone about this too, and they're like getting mad at me. I'm like, dude, I'm not. It's like, I love the environment. I also don't buy all the bull crap about global warming. I'm also not buying your fake studies and your surveys and your skewed statistics and your fears about climate change and everything, you know. God's got us, dude. We're good. We're under control. Like, we're not going to destroy this planet. Like, God will destroy us. God will stop us from destroying this place before we destroy this place. We're good. But we are going to messy it up. We are going to dirty it up. We are going to pollute it. We are going to like take beautiful things like this, pave over it with concrete, make things ugly and stupid and unnatural, you know. There's a lot of bad we can do to the environment. We're also not going to kill it. But there's also a lot of practical things we can do to, like, I don't know, make our lives not living hell. Make our streets not like walking down, stepping in human crap everywhere in your attempt to pat yourself on the back and feel like you're doing a good thing for the environment. The epitome of it is just showcased in, you know, you go to these stores all around Seattle and they have these big displays about recycling and these big, you know, recycling bins everywhere. And, you know, you go to a store and it's like these 2 holes. One is for recycle and one is for landfill. And they make a big sign that says landfill, you know, and like almost like ominous handwriting, like bad. You don't want to put your trash in the landfill hole. You'd be a bad person if you put your trash in the landfill hole. Make sure you're using the recycle hole correctly. Put your recyclable things in the recycle hole. Don't put it in the bad, naughty, evil, mean landfill hole. But if you just look down into the holes, they're both the same bag. You know, it's like in the countertop are 2 holes. One says recycle. Good job. Pat yourself on the back. You're a good boy. Good boy. You did the recycling. You put the recycle in the recycle hole. Good job. You're a good boy. Pat yourself on the back now. You get a gold star. Good job. And over here's the bad hole. Ooh, spooky, mean, evil, bad. You're not good if you're putting stuff in the bad hole, the landfill hole, the trash hole. But if you just look into the bottom of both holes, no matter where you put your things, it both ends up in the same place, which is the same bag, which is tied up and thrown into a dumpster. You know? So don't tell me I'm a bad guy. Don't try to frame me as a bad guy because I put my stuff in a trash hole when you pat yourself on the back for pretending like you're saving the environment when you're not either, okay? Don't get mad at me because I'm a good guy. Don't get mad at me and call me the bad guy just because I'm pointing out the problem, just because I'm pointing out that things aren't really as they seem, as you're led to believe they are, you know? Just because I shake your reality a little bit doesn't make me the bad guy. I just want the truth, man. I'm just a pursuer of the truth, a pursuer of knowledge, a philosopher in the true sense of that word, you know? Pursuing knowledge. And don't hate me, man. Hate the truth. I'm all about keeping this place beautiful, dude. I want this place to be so awesome and clean and pure and beautiful. I don't know if you can see it down there. This is look at that little creek down there. Look at that little creek all the way down there at the bottom of this big old canyon. But that water is like so pure and clean, dude. And I want as little trash and garbage and oil, you know, all the oil that just accumulates on this and the rain just washes it down the concrete, downhill. It just keeps going. Water keeps taking all the sludge and trash and debris with it as it goes from high to low point, trying to find its level at the sea level. And it just takes everything with it along its way. All the trash, all the oil, all the sludge, downhill with it, down to the purest, cleanest, bluest stream I've ever seen in my life down there. Yeah, I don't want that thing being grossed up and abused and polluted, crapped on, crapped in. Yeah, I love the environment. I care about the environment, but we also need to not be like retarded about it. And we also need to think like we're not saving the world by like, putting all of our plastic stuff into paper bags. We could do a lot more of like not buying the plastic stuff to begin with. A lot more sacrifices could be made. And I think it's just foolish for us to think like a little bit of a sacrifice here or there, like not having a plastic bag, carry all my plastic stuff from inside the store to my house. Yeah, I don't know what I'm even ranting about, but I just think it's annoying, I guess, that people want to like kind of pretend like they're doing a good job, pat themselves on the back for doing a good job, and then really use it as like a leverage thing against you. You're a bad guy because you're not doing that, or you're a bad guy because you're pointing out how this isn't really helping. I want to pat myself on the back and feel good. I want to pretend like I'm saving the world. I want to be a superhero. Just let me put my stuff in the recycle hole and act like I'm a superhero. And I'm over here just like, nah, I mean, yeah, good job, dude. Have fun, but it's not really helping. Ooh, hiss, evil, bad, don't point that out. I need to pretend I'm a superhero.